Hello, welcome to Sasquatch and Cigars. My name's Thomas. In the middle of playing with a new gimbal toy for my phone and camera. Haven't quite figured out my camera yet, but I'm working on it. I think I got the phone worked out. I'm all sweaty because I've been outside helping my wife in the yard trying to get it set up. We had a guy come by and take out a tree. I'll show you that. That's the tree that's no longer there. They ground up the stump. And here I am again. Anyways, whoops, wrong direction. There we go. Sorry about that. So, tonight, Sunday night, is going to start a series on definition cigars. Doing some reviews and talking about the different sticks that they offer. I did just a cursory digging of the company and the founder. I've already reviewed a couple of cigars. I've reviewed the De Figaro. This was a really good cigar. I have a video on this one. And I also have a video on the Chairman, which was another really good stick. And the reason why I'm doing a whole series on definition cigars is one, I really like the company. I like their motto, and I'll get into that in a minute. I like some of the things that the founder has said about community and, defining yourself and working together and just having a camaraderie. So to kick that off, the first cigar that I'm doing on the review is called the Kinsman. This is the Kinsman, and I'll talk about this in just a minute. But let's get into the definition cigars. I'm going to put that down for a second. So it was started in 2019 by Jamond Hackley. I'm hoping I'm saying his last name correctly. It is a Texas-based boutique cigar company headquartered in Dallas. And they're highly recognized for their Maduro forward blends. They also have non-Maduro blends as well. When asked about the inspiration for the name of Definition Cigars, Mr. Hackley is quoted as saying that individual defines their experience to avoid getting caught up in what has been commonplace with cigars. Be different, stand out, and describe your journey. Identify your own definition. I really like that, and I like the Kinsman's. The reason why it came about, it's a limited edition, medium to full-bodied cigar, created in collaboration with the brand's core customers. The blend symbolizes representing family, community, and togetherness. And that's kind of why I'm doing this. The wrapper is, they say it's wrapped in passion, binded in loyalty, and filled with gratitude. The wrapper is a Mexican San Andreas. The binder is Indonesian, Ecuadorian, and the filler is Nicaraguan. This cigar, I'm hoping is going to be just like the others, to where so far I haven't had a definition cigar that I didn't like. I really like what the company stands for and how they do stuff. I've seen videos of Mr. Hackley promoting, I believe it's Bikes for All or Bikes for Everyone, and it's a charity where you donate and they supply bikes for kids and underprivileged kids, and they can't afford bikes on their own. And truth be told, many years ago, a couple of my kids got sponsored by not really sponsored, but some of the neighbors put their names in for a bike program like that, and they actually got picked. So, and at the time, we really needed it because I was out of a job and my wife wasn't working and whatnot. But now we're back on top of things, and it's just a testament to us working together, which working in the yard together, trying to make our yard look better, and just doing stuff. The series that I'm going to be doing on these cigars, so I'm going to come in and show you this Kinsman. This is a beautifully dark cigar. It is very well constructed. I don't even know if I'm doing it justice by holding it here. But just the craftsmanship that has gone into this cigar is outstanding. It's my cigar, so I can smell it. It smells, to me, just on the smell, it's a little bit cocoa-y, a little bit nutty. I'm not really drinking anything tonight. I'm actually drinking just plain water because it's hot out. I'm not gonna do a Sasquatch story tonight. I'm gonna save that for the other cigars in the line that I have to review. And there's quite a few because my son Patrick bought me a sampler for my birthday, a sampler pack of Definition cigars, and it only had, I think, 2 or 3 cigars that I've had before. The rest were ones that I haven't had, so I got a good bit to review. And again, so here we go. We're gonna cut and light the Kinsman by Definition Cigars. So I'm gonna put my mic down. Yeah, I'm going to say a little bit of nutty off that cold draw. Right off the bat, I'm definitely getting some cocoa and some cashew. I can distinctively taste some a light cashew flavor in that. That's good. This is starting off strong and good. Man, hold on just a minute. I got to do this. Hats off to Definition Cigars, man. You guys are knocking it out of the park. Just as I kind of probably should have said this at first, but I am not sponsored by anybody. I'm not paid by anybody to do these reviews. Nobody has gifted me cigars other than my son, who gave them to me for my birthday. So I make no money doing this. This is just me sitting out in my front yard, enjoying a stick and sometimes talking about Sasquatch. So we're going to get into this, and we're going to see how this cigar goes. I think my 2 favorite cigar makers right now are Drew Estates and Definition Cigars. Both of them make high quality cigars, and I know there's other companies that make high quality cigars as well, but a recent video that I just did really kind of turned me off to buying super expensive cigars, because I bought an Opus X Temple de Oro, and I'm sorry, that just, it didn't fit the bit. This right here is better than that Temple de Oro, hands down. I promise you. If you haven't have a chance to get any of these definition cigars, get a Kinsman. If you can see, it comes with the red label or the red wrapper. Dude, this is a great stick. If I'm not mistaken, the price point on this cigar was, I think, $12.50 or $13.50. I think that's what I paid for it. But this particular one, or no, I actually, yeah, I'm skipping all over the place. I apologize. I believe that's the price point of it. I take back that I didn't pay for this one because this came in the sampler pack that my son got for me. But if I'm not mistaken, I saw this at Hey Guy Cigars on Kuykendall Road in Houston, Texas, and I believe it was like $12.50 or $13.50 for the stick. Dude, I would pay that all day long for this stick. That's how good this one tastes so far. Retro Hill has a little teeny bit of a bite, like a spicy bite. So it's like you get a little pepper in it. So it kind of flares the nostrils a little bit. It says, hey, I'm here. But it's not in a bad way. No, sir. It is, man, this is a good stick. And as far as Sasquatch content, I'm working on doing my ideas to take the rest of the cigars in the series and checking out their flavor profile and pairing that with a Sasquatch story that I look up. And I'm thinking that in this series, I'm going to slip in one story that's not true. It's totally fabricated. And I want you guys, as you watch the series, tell me which one you think is the fake one and which ones do you think are based on actual sightings. And no cheating. Don't go to any of the websites and look up stuff, because that's cheating. Just guess. Yeah. It's transitioning into kind of like a dark chocolatey, almost like a lava cake. A little bit of a sweetness, but not overbearing sweetness. Just a natural light sweetness. I'm going to clear my palate real quick so I can drink some water. Again, the reason why I started this off with this cigar is because when I was reading about it, they really wanted it to define community and family and togetherness and which is a fitting name, the Kinsman, and that got me to thinking. Since I've been going to the cigar lounge, I visited several. I can name all three that I've been to. Casa de Monte Cristo on 1960. Hey Guy Cigars on Kuykendall. I've only visited there. I haven't actually hung out there. I purchased some cigars there, and the gentleman was, and I apologize, I can't remember your name, but he let me tour the lounge area, and it was a beautiful lounge. Lots of space, lots of seating, great atmosphere. And then the last place that I go to is Cigars International in the Woodlands. I kind of hang out there sometimes, but my main haunt is Casa de Monte Cristo on 1960, because that is literally 5 minutes from my house, and I have friends there that I play chess with. We like to get down there and smoke some sticks, talk, drink a little alcohol, and play chess. And and that's what got me to thinking, hey, since I started smoking cigars, all the people that I have met at the lounge or through cigars, they've been the nicest, down-to-earth people I've ever met, hands down. And when it just, the community, the cigar community is turning out to be an awesome community. The people are nice. They're pleasant to be around. You know, they um, they'll talk to you. They'll respect you. There's no talking down. There's no animosity. No nothing. You just walk into the cigar lounge and everybody's like, "Hey, how's it going? How you been?" And you know, you go up and, "Oh, you're gonna get your regular drink?" Yeah, sure, no problem. Or, "No, not tonight. I'm just drinking some Coke and whatnot, and I'm just gonna go pick me out a stick and sit down and enjoy a game of chess, or I'm just gonna sit down and enjoy a stick and a conversation." And no matter what, everybody's like, "Hey, that's awesome," and you know, they'll sit there and smoke a stick right along with you, and you know, just carry on conversations. Nobody's mean to anybody else. Nobody, you know, it's just a great atmosphere of great people. I just can't say that enough. And that goes for all of the cigar lounges, or well, I say all, the 3 cigar lounges that I've been to. Everybody that I've talked to at them has been just an outstanding individuals. You know, they'll talk to you, they'll pat you on the back, shake your hand, and you know, just ask you how your day's going. And you sometimes you just don't get that anywhere else. You know, I've been in the churches that were colder than that. You know, but definitely a great stick. Um, I'm gonna pause this thing, which means I'm gonna have to get up, and because I can start and stop with this thing, but I can't pause it. So I'm gonna get up and walk around and push the pause button so I can smoke a little bit of this and get a little bit further into it, and then we'll come back and talk about it some more. All right. So I'm getting into the middle of the cigar. The burn on this thing has stayed relatively even. It's getting a little wonky, but it's not bad. I haven't had to babysit it at all. And at this point, I wouldn't babysit this one. I'm pretty sure it'll correct itself. Um, but the spice is ramping up in this. The flavor has transitioned from sweet to spicy with, I'd say, black pepper. Maybe a little bit of crushed red pepper is what I'm getting. Yeah, definitely some heat. I'm imagining the heat, the spiciness is indicative of the passion that went into making this cigar. Um, and, you know, it, it shows. Just, you know, I can't say enough about definition cigars. I was kind of iffy about them, and the first person to turn me on to a definition cigar was Josh at Cigars International in the Woodlands. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Cigars International. Shout out to Definition Cigars for making a quality stick. But the first stick he had me purchase was the Equalizer. And I tried that, and I was floored with how good it was. I mean, I'm going to do a separate review because I can't remember if I reviewed the Equalizer or not. I think I might have reviewed it, but called it something else because I was mistaken. But um, I now have a nice dark Maduro Equalizer, and that's going to be on the coming up reviews. But yeah, that was the first definition cigar I had, and as soon as I had that, I was like, man, I got to try some more of these cigars, because if the rest of them taste as good as this one and are as quality as this one, I'm in for a real treat. And thank you, Jamon Hackley, for creating Definition Cigars. Um, Brother, you shot this out of the park. Keep doing what you're doing, because it's amazing. These cigars are awesome. I really enjoy them. And on a side note, I really hope you don't mind that I'm going to be pairing your cigars with Sasquatch stories, but that's just the niche of my channel. Motorcycles just went by. I apologize for that. I smoke outside, and so I have to film outside. Um, have a strict no smoking inside the house policy. So, anyways, that's just kind of the crap you have to deal with here in Houston. I recently got contacted by a gentleman that I went to high school with, and he complimented me on my videos. So I'd like to give a shout out to David Rowland. Thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Subscribe, hit that like button, share the content with your friends that smoke cigars, please. I thought that was pretty awesome that we went to high school together and we've made a connection through cigars. You know, it's just amazing how things in life can work out. Yeah, definitely a good stick. And the June bugs are out because my light is on. I am looking forward. I think I'm going to do a couple of solo trial adventures, maybe back up to the Sam Houston National Forest as time permits. But I've been told, and it's not confirmed or rock solid yet, but I've been told that at work we're going to 13-1 for about 3 or 4 weeks. For those of you that don't know what that is, 13 days on, 1 day off, 12-hour days. So my content might be hampered by a little bit. Hopefully not, but if it is, I apologize. I think if I was going to pair an alcoholic beverage with this particular cigar, I think I would go with a bourbon, a nice lightly sweet bourbon or smoky bourbon, maybe a spicy rum. I think those two would be probably the best pairing. Maybe a rye bourbon would go good with this. I think it would complement the pepperiness of the cigar. This is definitely not for, those people that are just starting out or those people who prefer milder cigars. But the size of this thing, to me, it's not that harsh. I would put this at a medium-bodied cigar. Somebody who's not used to smoking a cigar might put it as a full-bodied cigar, but to me, it's more medium-bodied. But it's a great flavor. It's a great smoke. The draw on this thing has been impeccable. The wrapper is nice and oily, which, as you can see, it's giving off some decent smoke off the end. It's indicative of a nice oily wrapper, which is enhancing the flavor of the cigar. I can't, yeah. If you get a chance to try this one, try it. If you see the red wrapper, Definition Cigars, the Kinsman, buy it. Treat yourself. If that's a stretch on money, make the stretch. If it's not a stretch, then purchase the thing. This is, at the price point of, I think, like I said, I think it was like 13 or 12 or $13 or something like that. I can't remember the exact price. I actually, if I'm not mistaken, I have a picture on my phone of the box with the Kinsman that has the price on it, and I'll put it in the description of what the actual price of this cigar is. Um, and it's definitely not like something that you would smoke every single day unless you're making a shit ton of money. Pardon my French, but you know, once a week cigar, this is a good one. This is really good. Again, like I said, so far of all the cigars that I've had from Definition Cigars, not a single bad stick. Not one. There's something to be said about that. To my man, the General from Gen X Talks, if I get a chance, when I get past this 13-1 schedule, if I can find the extra coin, I'll send you a couple of these sticks for you to try. Just tell me, if you're a stronger cigar guy or a lighter cigar guy. Whoops. I accidentally inhaled. Is it showing on my face? Woo! Excuse me. Yeah, my apologies. You don't want to inhale cigar smoke. A little bit of comedy for you guys. Yeah, don't inhale cigar smoke. Excuse me while I take off the wrapper. So I've said it before. Let me pick this back up and I'll say it again. I really like the wrappers that they put on them. This is a stitched wrapper. It's not paper. It's beautifully put together, beautifully constructed, and it stands out. It's unique. And I think that's one of the things that drew me to trying that cigar that Josh suggested was the wrapper. I mean, that was like no other cigar that I've come across yet has a stitched wrapper or a fabric wrapper, and I just think that's pretty outstanding. And as I come into the final third of the cigar, a little bit of sweetness is coming back to it. It's still pretty strong, not in a harsh, strong way, but in a good, strong way. I'm really enjoying this stick. You'll have to excuse me. My attention is on a car doing a 3-point turn right in front of me in my house. I'm not sure if he's looking for a particular house or what. I think I got off track. I think I was saying that I was thinking about doing some solo night adventures now that I got this gimbal up in the national forest. probably just going to drive out there and walk around at night and see what I can see. I say solo, I mean, I'm, you know, me, myself, and I. Just to see if I can catch anything. I'm still working on learning my camera that I just bought, but the microphone that I have right here is not compatible with that camera. So to use the camera for filming video, I have to wait until I purchase a microphone that'll be compatible with the camera. And the camera I got is an Canon EOS 50R or R50. Can't remember how it goes, but anyways, I've been told that it's a pretty good starter camera for filming, and eventually I'm going to save up and hopefully get the telephoto lens for it, and use that while I'm out. And that coupled with the gimbal, I think is going to do pretty well for making some good video content out in the woods. I'm also looking, I think the microphone that I'm going to be getting is, I want to say that it's Zoom, but it's an ultra sensitive microphone. It was recommended by my wife's coworker, who is an audio video expert, and he said that you can focus that out into the woods and it'll pick up it'll pick up a gnat scratching its balls, I think is what he said, something like that. Anyways, supposed to be a really good microphone. Now that I'm down into this cigar like this, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video. I'm gonna finish it up by saying that you really need to try Definition Cigars. The company makes a high quality product. If you get a chance to try them, try them. If you see them, buy them. It's a local Texas company, so if you live in Texas and you're buying them, you're supporting a local business. And I'm all about supporting local businesses where I can. But with that being said, good night, God bless, and peace.